Hello and welcome to Reviews. As always, I'm Plume Noir and here we have X-23. Now, normally I start off with my right hand because I'm holding the camera with my left hand, but I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. Yeah, I got my hands bandaged up here. I was working in the yard all day today, um, doing a lot of just basically spring cleanup, a lot of shrubbery to clean up and branches to cut. Had to pull out the chainsaw and well, this isn't chainsaw related, but I might have busted my pinky today. So, um, just in case you don't know, and I'm just getting this out of the way. Excuse me. I suffer from a bone disease. I suffer from osteogenesis imperfecta. Um, Although sometimes I kind of enjoy it because the whites of my eyes have a bluish tint, and so it's really cool at clubs. When I go under black lights, I can't see anything because of it, but my eyes have a really cool glow to it. But I bring this up 'cause I might busted my finger, so I'm just buddy taping it. I've been through this. I busted all the fingers, all my fingers in my life, and broken a bunch of bones in my hands. And I point this out because a little thing you may notice if you ever go through previous videos, I kind of hide my pinky, my left pinky. It's my least favorite finger. The reason why during one of the breaks I had when I was younger, it didn't heal right. So it's kind of crooked. I can't bend it very well. So yeah, if you ever go back to previous videos, you'll notice I kind of hide my left pinky, or if you do see it, you can see how messed up it is. So yeah, I mean, I've been through this enough. If I go into the hospital, they're just gonna put a little brace on it. So I'm just buddy taping it until I see if the swelling goes down. So, um, but yeah, just getting that out of the way because I know you'll see my hand go, whoa, wait, what's going on? It's just not cut. I didn't cut myself with the chainsaw. I just smashed it and bent it really poorly. So, anyway, it's also kind of important, not important, but relevant, um, because when I was younger, um, the X-Men, Wolverine was not what he is today. He was not super popular. I was reading, um, I think I started reading X-Men during the Claremont Burn period during their run, and Wolverine started, because of John Byrne, started becoming more the focus. But it wasn't until really the mid, maybe late 80s that Wolverine was just everywhere. He became super popular. Yeah, more like the mid 80s. But to someone like me, Unbreakable Bones, that is probably the coolest superpower. Um, and granted, it's not technically his superpower, but so yeah, I've always kind of had that whole thing for Wolverine. Once he got a little overexposed, and he was just everywhere, I kind of pulled back. But yeah, I've always liked that. I liked him as a character because of that. That was so cool. Kind of a wish fulfillment on my part. Excuse me, my voice is going. Yeah, wish fulfillment on my part. So it ties in very well with X-23, which this book is bad. It really is. And so I'm actually going to skip most of the middle part because that's not, the little fight scene and everything. That's not the meat of this story. Um, Mariko Tamaki, I've commented on this so many times. She loves to start issues with flashbacks. And she's been pulling back from that a little bit. I got to give her credit. This issue, however, the first page and the ending are current in the now. The rest of the issue, the rest of the things that go on, are flashbacks. And it starts off this dialogue. Dear Gabby, there's probably no way you're ever going to read this, and I'm not actually writing it. Technically, this is just me talking to myself, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. God, I suck at this. Um, I have a feeling that Mariko actually left this part in. She was actually commenting on her writing because there's probably no way you're ever going to read this, and I'm not actually writing it. Who thinks like that? Who has internal dialogues like that? So yeah, the whole God I suck at this I think is actually Mariko talking, and so we turn the page, and yeah, 4 hours earlier, Laura and Gabby are checking out a place, checking out yet another facility, and Laura hears music. What are you listening to? Nothing. Sia. Okay, let's go. You were listening to Sia, which should have been a warning. Um, are you worried that she's going to swing from the chandelier? Is that what's... I actually have that album. I like that album, but I'd be more worried about her listening to something else. And yeah, so another ad. I'm not going to show too much of the middle of the book, 'cause it's really the first page and the ending page. The rest of this is almost just a filler. As they're breaking into this place, you see Gabby keeps sniffing, has that really that look on her face, Um, and Gabby is completely bored. She's not into this. She's acting like a petulant child. Maybe because she is. So they break the seal, and this is weird. The alarms go off, and this panel has, the two of them facing off, and you have the silhouettes of the guards behind them, which I guess is supposed to be the shadows, but they haven't busted through the doors yet. Um, okay. And why would the security staff bust through the door? It was kind of goofy the way they're all kind of running in at once like that. Um, yeah, okay. So the guy yells freeze, and Gabby, of course, you look ridiculous, right? And I only want to show this little sequence because it makes no sense. So he tells them to give up their weapons. Nope. And then Gabby swipes. She's got her claw, and they just stand there. And then, oh, look at that, silly. The armor falls off, and then falls to the ground. And then they pull their guns out. Several problems with this. So, you see these women, they have blades, they take a swipe at you. Why did you not just open fire right then? Why did you go? And I guess this coloring is supposed to be kind of like a dad gut. It's colored to be the same as his face, but I imagine that should be clothing. But no, it kind of looks like a fat belly button fold. And yeah, so she takes one swipe. She just has the one claw, one swipe down the middle of his chest, and then that's when his armor just falls off. I have a question. What happened to the little side parts here that actually hold the armor together? Wouldn't the armor just kind of fall off and like dangle from the sides? No. Butters actually just walked up and turned away. That's interesting. And yeah, you notice that now the little parts of the armor that hold the side straps just kind of retract. They're kind of gone. There's no armor from falling from the back. It's just a silly little scene, huh? I'm surprised they didn't have, her cutting the belt and his pants fall down too. So, yeah. Okay, enough messing around. And I'm just going to skip this because it's stupid. They, basically, Gabby keeps sniffing the air. They deal with the guards. More guards are going to come. They start chasing this truck that's going away, because Gabby can smell more clones. So let's just skip all that. And I'm going to go to the ending of the book here. Home sweet home. Or not. We fight because sisters fight. One time you threw a remote control at my head so hard it stuck there for a full minute. We fight about different things, like putting the honey away. I might not be the greatest at this kind of fighting. Being cold and remote is so much easier. So Gabby is blowing her off. And, as I know. So then we get a 2-page spread of the two of them facing off. Just basically yelling. What the heck is wrong with you? You just decided we're all no more clones. You didn't even ask me because you don't care what I think. You just like to boss me around. So, this is, I guess, the emotional signature scene of the issue. Is it really deserving of 2 pages? Does it really need a two-page spread? You had them fighting all these guards earlier, and by the way, Laura kicks an awful lot. Does Mariko Tamaki know she has toe claws? I'd have to go back and look because I don't recall her ever using her toe claws. And yeah, I hate the gloves. I can't blame Mariko for that. I hate that design where it just looks like they just peel off really, really quickly. So anyway, yeah, and my cat is scratching at the door. They're fighting about the fact that Laura wants to get rid of all the facilities with the clone DNA, and Gabby wants to rescue clones. Um, so now there's just no more of us ever. Yes, if there had been more of us, I wouldn't have met her. She was an ex-assassin. She was something else. She was Scout. Yeah, you named her Scout, didn't you? But you just referred to her as ex-assassin, right? Chandler built her to die, a toy soldier with a shredded two-set immune system. You know there are a lot of people like Chandler, and she's so mad she's shaking. We should have helped her better. In my defense, no one taught me how to not be a heartless jerk. Yeah, um, yeah. So, this is the only way. It's not. What we did today isn't being heroes. Oh, you mean the security people you gutted? Yeah. Then you go do what you want. I will. Fine. Fine. Great. Good. And Gabby just packs up and moves out. So we end up back at the now. Now you're gone. And for the first time, I don't know what to do. She's got a little honey badger. Interesting. What's this? To be concluded. Now, granted, I do know X-23 was not solicited in for the June for the month of June. There's issue 12 is solicited for next month, but there's no X-23 number 13 in June. So yeah, this book's done. Um, thankfully. Oh, that's actually might be one of the better covers. Oh, hi, Butters. Hey, yeah, just step on her. Step on her. As I've been saying, Mariko wants to write a Gabby book. She wants to write a Honey Badger book. It's obvious. She has she has no idea, it seems, how to do Laura. What is Laura's personality? She's a bitch. She's a cold bitch. She really doesn't talk much. And here she is, she's yelling. And we had a good point. Laura doesn't want anyone to go through what she went through, all the clones of Wolverine. Um, Gabby, however, saw, what happened with Scout in the previous story arc, the ex-assassin. And, she's right. They should have tried to help her better, help the other, ex-assassins. And, so yeah, that's the big twist. That's the thing that'll really break them up. Why? Seriously, why? It seems forced. Now, I've been saying that Gabby does not act like a young girl. She doesn't act like a young teenage girl. In this issue, she actually kind of does. Yeah, she has one little part where she does a duck duck goose thing where she acts immature, but in this one, she has that idealism that a younger person would have. That's about the only saving grace. It's you know, she tuned down Honey Badger a little bit, but Laura is still an unlikable brat. And like she says, she doesn't know what to do. Laura, if only you were part of a group that, kind of specializes in people who are lost and can't find their way and don't know where they belong. Especially ones that are good at finding, you know, youths with powers who are troubled. If only you had a support group like that, someone you could talk to. You know, people who have actually lived through this. Nah, you don't have anything like that. Because whenever Mariko Tamaki writes a book, they're in their own little corner, and with the exception of Beast popping in to point them in a direction. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It does they don't exist. You know, they're in their own little separate sphere. So yeah, it looks like the next issue of this book is being canceled. Thank God. Um, it's not very good. It's better than her She-Hulk run. At least Laura has been consistent. You know, it's you can write an aloof character and still make them interesting. Laura is so uninteresting in this book. You know, it's all, you know, Gabby is the highlight of this book. You know, there have been issues where Laura barely did anything, Gabby did everything. And so yeah, what book will Mariko Tamaki be put on now? What female characters are out there? Will she finally get her Honey Badger book? You know, that's what I'm wondering. So they can have a big first issue and then drop down to like sub 20 issue a month sales. So anyway, yeah, we're finally this book is ending. And yeah, those pages, you know, the first page and a couple are really the only important pages. You know, everything else, it doesn't matter. It's just another, you know, building we're going to break into, try and get some information. And even Gabby points out that how boring it is. You know, she's put on lookout. And then when she does hear guards coming up, Laura blows her off. Yeah, I showed that page, so I think it's very hard for me to turn pages with that hand at the moment. Um, yeah, I did show that page. So it's safe. Where she says here, someone's coming. They should be doing a shift change. They're coming. So yeah, you put her on watch duty, you know, lookout duty, and then you're just turn her down when someone's coming. You've been doing this long enough. You know to trust her. Going five. Ow. Going 5 o'clock. I gotta do it like this. Going 5 o'clock. um. So yeah. Um. Anyway, I'm trying to be back tomorrow. This book, like I said, finally done. Wonder what book Mariko is going to hop to now. What will they give her? Because you know, when you fail, you know, at Marvel, you only fail up. You know, you don't, you know, get any people wondering, hey, this person is writing books that don't last. Maybe there's something going on. No, we'll just give her another book. And then we'll take this character and give her another book. And we just do this weird cycle. This weird cycle that goes round and round. So, anyway, thanks for watching. And, oh, my elbow cracked. I'm just falling apart today. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.